Welcome to the third and final video in the IEEE Style Basics series, creating IEEE citations. In this video, we will review creating citations for different types of information resources and important formatting requirements for IEEE citations. How can you tell if a citation is to a book or to an article? Let's test your knowledge. What are the citations on this page? The first citation above is a book. Several clues will tell you this. The first clue is that the publisher name and place of publication are listed. The second clue is that there is only one title and it is italicized. The second citation is an article. The main things to look for here are the volume, issue, and page numbers. There are also two titles, the article title followed by the journal title. The abbreviated journal title is italicized as well, which is a good clue. Learning to interpret citations is important. It'll make it easier for you to find the different types of resources you will see cited by others if you can read and interpret the citations. In IEEE, there are several rules related to listing authors in the references. This slide illustrates them. Do not invert the name of the author. Use first, middle initial, last name order. Since the references are not alphabetical, there is no need to invert the names. List up to 6 authors in the reference citation. When there are more than 6 authors, list only the first author and replace the remaining with etc. IEEE citation style requires that journal and conference names be abbreviated. This practice is common in engineering and science journals. Abbreviations for several more frequently used words are listed on this slide. When creating the abbreviated title, you should ignore words such as like, in, or, of, for, the, and more. In addition, a list of abbreviations for IEEE journal names is linked here, as well as on the Writing and Citing tab for the CY, SE, SEOR, and ECE subject guide. Abbreviations for individual words on this list can be used for any journal title, not just IEEE styles. For help abbreviating a title, contact the engineering librarian. Now let's look at some examples of different article citations in IEEE style. Notice that they don't look like your typical APA or MLA citation. What are some of the differences in these citations compared to citations in other styles? The first difference is that the author name is in first initial last name order. Most other citation styles use the last name, first name, or initial order. Also, only the first word of an article title is capitalized unless there is a proper noun in the title. This is called a sentence case and it is used for titles. If a title has a colon in it, the first word after the colon should also be capitalized. Now this is really important. The name of the journal is abbreviated. The journal title abbreviations are written in the title case, where all of the major words are capitalized. Minor words in the journal article, such as in, of, for, on, and so on and so forth, are not used in the abbreviated title. If you need help with abbreviations, look for the IEEE Titles and Reference Abbreviations link on the Write and Cite page of the research guide. Or you can email the engineering librarian using the link on any engineering subject research guide. Lastly, the publication date is placed at the end of the citation. This slide shows the generic format for IEEE journal article citations and examples of 2 specific citations. Note the following in the general format. The month is abbreviated in the publication date. If an article is online, that is indicated by putting the word online in square brackets near the end of the citation. The digital object identifier, preferably the link, should be provided if available. In the examples, the main difference between the two is the lack of a DOI in the second reference. This paper was published in 2006 and DOIs were not in use then. In the first reference, a DOI link has been created and is included here. Refer to Part 2 for help with digital object identifiers. This slide shows the general format and specific examples for two different book citations. If the authors or editors of a book are identified, a book citation is easy. Make sure to follow the example above and use etc. if there are 6 or more authors or editors. If the authors or editors are unknown, then the publisher is used as the author. This is not that common, but if you are using a government document or booklet, it could affect you. The style used for citing websites is similar to the APA style for websites. This slide shows the general format and an example citation for a website when no author is given. The term sentence case means that the capitalization of the words is done the same way it is done for a sentence. For example, only the first word is capitalized unless there is a proper noun in the title. Note the difference in the location of the creation date compared to IEEE books or article citations. For websites, the creation date is noted after the author listing. If no date is given, then use the abbreviated date for the last time you accessed it. The available site path file is usually the website's URL. There are some cases, though, when you may be downloading data from a government website and a different type of address may be used instead. This slide shows the general format and an example of a website citation where the author and date are both known for a news item. Note that the date of the website is now included. That brings us to the end of the presentation on IEEE style and citations. I appreciate you viewing this and hope it has been helpful. If you have any questions about research or cannot figure out how to create a citation, please email the engineering or the computing librarian using the email links on the subject guides. Don't forget to complete and submit the online exercise before the deadline specified by your professor. Good luck with your research project.